Yo, welcome everybody back to the JV Sports Room. As usual, your host, JDino, the other half of the team behind the scenes, my man Vince.
Yeah.
Holding down the Kobe Corner. Kobe Corner certified for sure. My man Big J. Welcome back, my brother.
Yeah. Named after the Japanese steak, Kobe Bryant was the first guard drafted to the NBA out of high school.
Bang. Gotcha. And I didn't expect to see this guy back so soon. But y'all, welcome back to the show, my man Stokes.
Heartbreak don't last too long over here, man.
All right. Still mourning. You good though?
We good. We exceeded expectations, so I'm not gonna sit up here and harp over it. I mean, of course, once you get there, I want to win, but we'll try again next year.
It's only one true underdog, folks. Brighter days ahead.
Yeah.
For sure.
I got the team colors though.
Yeah. Oh, I like that game time.
Team colors. The game time hat.
All right, but we heavy basketball this time anyway. So we got Cleveland in the house. We gonna bring another Ohio native,
Yes, sir.
Cleveland's own,
Cleveland.
former Lake Mary high school coach. My man got a plethora of softball championships. Abundance.
Too many.
My man Alex, welcome to the show.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Love the place.
For
Amazing.
sure,
Looks
man.
dope.
For sure. Welcome
Looks
to the
dope.
JV Sports Room.
Yeah, glad to be here,
Officially.
man. Appreciate it.
We usually kick the segment off with football, but there's no football really popping off right now. So we're going to preview you guys on some future football segments. While we got a couple AFC fans over here, Cincy and Cleveland, we probably going to have them on the segment a little later together as well. We're going to probably bring in a guest or two from every division.
Mhm.
And we're going to have eight division talks throughout the next few months in the off season, because JV Sports doesn't take an off season.
No off season, man. No off
So we bringing you guys constant content.
Sports
All right,
all
my
day.
man
Sports
Big
all
J
day.
gonna be here for a whole bunch of those segments. So
Sir.
hey, how you guys feel about doing a division every now and then, man?
Let's do it.
You guys got a tough division, right? We're gonna bring in a Baltimore fan as well. He gonna be in it.
Yeah, man, we're going to break down the needs and
Mhm.
free agency, maybe the draft needs for these teams.
Oh, God.
We're going to break it all down and see, how we can make these teams better. A lot of off-season talk, man, a lot of prospect talk. I know Jay Money's not here. Shouts to Jay Money, but I know he's big into prospects and talking about players coming into the league. So if you're into that stuff, man, stay tuned. We got a lot of content coming. It's going to be fire.
As a matter of fact, I'm glad you said that, because in the next couple weeks, we're gonna be bringing them combine talk.
Yeah, there you go.
Combine coming. It's about 2 to 3 weeks away at this point in time. So we're gonna do a little combine talk, and obviously after the combine, we're gonna wrap up some of the standouts.
Yep, for sure.
So that should be fun.
Yep. Get all you fantasy football players ready with Dynasty Talk. We definitely going to talk Dynasty fantasy football. And I know we got something special planned for that.
We got some Dynasty fantasy football fans in here.
Yes, sir. Oh, you know it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You guys stay tuned, because we are going to be doing Gentlemen's Club is one of the original fantasy football drafts that we have. We're going to be doing that live.
Yep.
So that should be dope.
Can I have Cooper Cup? Not allowed.
Man, he's
off limits.
Off the board. Untouchable.
Bad, man.
But that's in May and June,
Yeah.
right? We'll probably do something like that. But until then, there's also fantasy basketball. I know within the next couple weeks, we're going to be bringing in a couple heads that are interested in basketball, fantasy basketball.
For sure.
Rock with a little bit of fantasy
Sure,
basketball.
Of course, man.
I can't get with it, man. I can't get with it. It's bad management on my end, man.
Yeah.
It's basketball is a lot. You gotta literally be on there every day. And
Yeah, shout out to Javi. Because Javi's a mastermind. Javi be on it, but Javi be on it, dog. He's
That's my young
good.
Padawan.
That boy good.
Javi
Boy's
will be
good.
here next week, as a matter of fact. Hey, shout outs to Javi.
Put it on record.
Hey, he would have good.
Yeah.
Hey, but speaking on that, man, we're talking about football, breaking down divisions. If you are an avid fan or you know what your team needs and wants, get in the comment section, hit us up in the DMs, and let us know, hey, I want to be on the JV Sports Room.
Absolutely.
And so we can get you scheduled and you can sit here and talk your talk. So holla at us.
I want to hear from you, Raiders fans. I mean, you guys were there. I know you guys are out there too. I want to hear, are there Bronco fans out there? What you guys need? You guys need Aaron Rodgers to go over there.
No Jags.
No Jags fans allowed.
I mean, we're in Florida. We might get a Jaguar
You
fan.
gonna get one, but they gonna
You gotta find one first. You gotta find one.
They out there.
Let them be loud and proud somewhere else.
Take your
man.
paper bag off your head.
Yeah.
Come on over, man.
For real, man. You guys got a future ahead.
Let
You
us know
gotta-
in the comments, man, that you want to be on.
I mean, and speaking of, young teams, we're also going to be bringing in some youth sports coaches. We're going to be bringing in some basketball and football coaches. Talk about, the upbringing of a lot of these future stars. So that should be interesting as well.
The breaking ground where the kids get started and they become stars. And we start talking about them 10, 15 years from,
Exactly. Coach Anthony, I know you watching, man. He'll be on there soon. You do this for the kids. I know you say it all the time. And then outside of that, we also going to be bringing big basketball games, the NBA games. We're going to be doing some live ones on the JV Sports Room. Doing some live JV Sports games. You with that?
Oh, I'm with that.
You with that?
Playoff
You guys trying to join
that?
Exactly.
It's tight and close.
That's exactly it. So we're going to be doing some playoff implication games. Obviously, the play-in tournament's going to be interesting. So we'll be doing a couple of those. And obviously, playoff games. We'll do playoff games live as well. So that should be fun, man. We got an off season that's not an off season. Yeah. JV Sports Room is bringing y'all content. So, I mean, hey, let's talk about this NBA though. I mean, what's it looking like?
We got the Cleveland boys here.
We got the
All-Star game was in Cleveland.
It was just in Cleveland.
It was cold.
Well, let's bring it back to the All-Star game.
City was live though.
That's it. We made a lot of money up there this weekend.
Yeah. City was live.
City was live.
Man, some people back home.
My family down there.
Oh,
the family down there. A couple of my cousins work at the bar. Nothing but money, they said. City was lit.
Nice. Good.
You gotta think about what it does for a city.
Yep.
Especially if you host it well. You get the celebrities to come down there. After parties everywhere. Money's just flowing. That's what a city needs. Especially a city like Cleveland. Yeah. They needed it. They're always in construction.
Yeah, I missed out when the All-Star game was here in Orlando, man. I wasn't here at the time. But that's one thing I wanted to experience, that All-Star downtown environment. I'm sure it was crazy out there.
It was wild. Traffic everywhere. I want to know what's going to look like next year because they're in Utah.
In Utah next year.
That's tough.
That's tough. That's going to be... we might have to go to a podcast and get out there.
I don't know about Utah next year, man. But from Friday to Sunday, Cleveland was popping this year, though. So,
it happened so fast, though.
Let's talk about some of the likes and dislikes as far as, some of the changes that were made. You know what I'm saying? As far as Friday was concerned in that Rising Stars competition, they changed that up a little bit, made it into a little tourney style.
It was cool, but it was weird. I feel like we got limited with some of those because a lot of those guys is mad talented. So to see that on a limited basis, you kind of like, and then of course everybody was kind of like out for themselves as per usual. But it was. I like how they try to give us as much basketball as possible, but we also got limited on how much basketball we should have gotten.
I like the idea. I like the concept. I like the being different. I kind of liked it. I'm not gonna lie, I did, but I did feel like I was cut a little too short, especially the first game. I'm a big, Magic fan, and watching Jalen Suggs and Cole Anthony lose to a free throw shot like kind of made me feel whatever.
Man, them boys were putting on the show for Orlando, though, huh?
The lob off the backboard.
Hey, as my son said it, I don't think there's a bouncier backcourt in the NBA. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that was fine, but I get it. I like the being different. But there's definitely some things I think they need to work on and really fine tune it.
I liked it only because back in the days where it was just rookie versus sophomore. Or even Team World versus Team USA. They tried that for a couple years. I feel like that limits you on who you get to see. Right. I feel like this time where there was only 7 players on each team, 5 going in at a time, they had a smaller rotation. So you got to see a lot more of this talent I liked it personally. You liked it?
I did like it. I liked it. I like the scoring system. They played the first 2 games at 50, right?
Correct.
And then the last game of 25. See, that's the only thing. Why play the 25 on the last game? I don't understand that.
That's street rules.
And street rules. But you bring up street rules. Street rules. We win by 2 in the street.
Right.
You gotta win by 2.
That's at least what they got to do next year to change.
And I'm still not okay with seeing people, like you said, lose on free throws. That's my biggest thing. Is we're in here to see them play. I don't want to lose on a free throw.
That's a fact. I like the format change, but not necessarily all the rules. So is that how we feel?
Yeah, the rule adjustments.
All right, cool. So that was cool. Cade Cunningham won the MVP in that game on Friday. And then Saturday, they started off with the skills competition. They changed that up a little bit too, right? They had 3 teams of 3, 4 rounds that test the shooting, passing, dribbling. How'd you guys like that change up?
You know, it's always good to see Cleveland.
Yeah, I was about to say Cleveland in Cleveland.
At the end of the day, you know, we showing our promise out there, but I like the change.
Hey man, Cleveland is definitely in the house.
The youngins are holding it down, man. The youngins are holding it down.
Cleveland held it down this weekend, and now Cleveland holding it down in the JV Sports Room right now. Huh?
Representation, baby.
Representation. It's not enough of us. That's the thing.
That's not.
It's not enough of us.
Yes, but Cleveland killed it. They defended home court, if you will.
I like the concept. I like the hometown team love. I like the rookie love. I'm good with the Giannis, the Antetokounmpo brothers.
Yeah.
I'm good with all that. I don't.
Well, they lost, so hopefully they don't come back.
Yeah, Giannis, you're MVP level player, but I don't need to see you and your brother.
I like the finals though between the rookies and then the Cleveland boys. That was kind of cool.
That was fun.
It sucked.
If they can figure out a way to get another 3, I don't know if it's sophomores or
I think that maybe
guards,
older guys or something.
maybe elite play. I don't know.
I like the way that Evan Mobley was the best rookie on the court and he was on the Cleveland team.
That's a fact.
And the best shooter on the court.
Best shooter.
Yeah. The real part. He had a half-court shot on his first shot, right?
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool, man. Speaking of long shots, my man Cat won it for the big men. I mean, did anybody see that coming?
Nah,
Not a chance.
That was crazy when I saw the lineup.
Bet on it, man.
I questioned. I was like, yo, why is he?
Mm-hmm.
But then, of course, to look at it, he won. So, you know, it's a testament to the change where the league is at. You know, every year we hear the big man is fading, and every year we see something that shows why, and then boom, we get a big man win the 3-point contest. So it's just like, this is where we are in the NBA now. So
shame on me for not picking you, Cat. Being a big man and a player that just wants to sit out there and shoot threes every now and then, I should have picked them. Shame on me.
You was being smart.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, you got to bet on that, man.
But no, he put on a great showing, man. Great showing.
I mean,
Luke Kennard put on a great showing as well.
He said he wants to be the best big man shooter ever. I mean, hold on now. There's still Dirk. He'll probably always be the best big man shooter ever, right?
Does that count, though?
What?
Dirk was a 4.
Dirk was a 4.
He was a 7'4", though.
He was a 4, though. Dirk not playing nobody in the post. Man, he's not playing no 5 in the post.
I mean, he will hit you with that Dirk.
Yeah, that little bounce fadeaway get you one time, though.
The knees was terrible, so I'm not letting nobody back him down.
I mean, that's a good debate there. You know, is Dirk?
I mean, if you could,
a big man.
If you could think of a list of who was up there shooting wise, but also how many big guys was getting the green light.
Exactly.
Right.
And I mean,
that's a testament to the game change.
Is Cat the best big man shooter in the game?
Today?
In the league right now?
I'm gonna still give it to Joel. I like Joel as a shooter.
I think
that's me. I mean, I'm all for open debate. I'm all for debate.
I'm gonna give it to the man that just won a 3-point championship. I'm gonna have to take Cat, man. Until he proves me wrong, I'm gonna have to take Cat.
I'd probably say Cat as well.
Are we giving it to you? Let's say big in the game. 3-point contest is the most stress-free shot you ever gonna take.
That's a fact.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm kind of on board with you, man. I like Joel better as far as I feel like Cat puts up more volume.
Right.
So at that point in time, he probably makes
shoot
more.
different though. So Joel's elbow and like little flicks. Mm-hmm. Cat's shooting balls from different spots. It's just 2 different types of shooters. That's what I don't know. And I give my edge to Cat. That's just because he can shoot the ball from different areas a little bit better, in my opinion.
He don't even jump when he shoot, right?
I mean, he don't have to. He doesn't have to, being that big.
Hey, this might blow up his head a little bit more now. I don't know if I like this for Minnesota. Cat, he's a 3-point champion now. He's going to sit back there behind the arc. A little bit more often now.
If they lead the dub, so be it. But, hey, if we think about it, I think we're forgetting, let's not make jokes, Mr. Glass himself, Anthony Davis. Come on, y'all. Everybody can. The guy can shoot.
He can shoot.
He can shoot.
Yeah, but what does that mean if you're not on the court at the end of the day?
I mean, it's absolutely nothing because you're not contributing.
You're not.
But if we're going to say best big man shooter, we got to put all the people that qualify in the conversation.
Yes, he can shoot.
AD, when he's on the court, he can shoot the ball. Just got to get on the court.
Yeah.
Speaking, I mean, since we talked about it, AD's out for at least 4 weeks with a midfoot sprain.
Yeah.
So He's out again.
Another injury.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, Lakers, see you later.
Man, you gonna say bye-bye to the Lakers fan with the Lakers hat right in front of him?
I apologize.
He's
I'm
not a
trying
Lakers
to ruin
fan,
the season.
he in the Kobe corner.
But
You gotta call a spade a spade.
I agree.
Yeah.
with you. It's
Jay-Z said a spade. It is what it is. But I mean, at this point in time, the 3-point contest is starting to become a lot more intriguing nowadays than the dunk contest, right? That was unentertaining.
That was hard to watch.
Underwhelming, to say the least, right?
Very, very lackluster.
Right.
Hopes are high going into it. You know, Cole Anthony, Jalen Green. You know.
Hey, but Jay Money, you won. You picked Obi.
Obi.
He was going against
But did he
Juan in the
win?
finals.
Or did he just not
One
lose?
on one.
He won by default. He right. He did not lose. At that point, if you won, you didn't lose.
You
At
just
that
didn't
point,
lose,
it's like,
man.
yeah,
That was rough, man.
options was limited.
I mean, the dunk contest just isn't what it used to be, right? I mean, what do you got to do to get these big time players in the contest nowadays?
Just keep Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine in it.
That's
That's
it.
it.
Run them back
That's it,
5
man.
years straight.
Run it back.
Run them back.
I mean, speaking about the dunk contest and past dunk contests, I mean, I think the Vinsanity dunk contest was my favorite of all time. Yeah, exactly.
That was definitely.
But you bring up the Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon one. Y'all want to talk about some of these?
Tough.
Yeah, that was by far the best. I'll go out and say that was the best one ever. The Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon dunk contest, the first one.
As far as
Yes,
the competition,
first
as far as
one.
the competition aspect, yes.
They were going
Do
back
you
and
remember
forth.
who else was in the dunk contest?
Doesn't even matter.
That's my point. Think about that for a second. You can't even remember
Doesn't
who else
matter.
was in
As
the
far as the
dunk contest.
competition aspect, I'll give you the best one.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like you said, Vince set a new bar for everybody.
Facts.
But like you said, you don't remember who was in that one.
Mm-hmm.
But we saw stuff that we see try to be replicated today
Mhm.
from Vince.
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of hard to
Bunch of times.
argue. If you want to say the competition, I like your argument.
Mhm.
Then you want to say the Vince,
Mhm.
it's kind of 1-1A for me on that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
I got an underrated one. In 2003, the Jason Richardson dunk contest.
Very slept on.
Very slept on, man. He was able to do
Tough.
jumping off 2 feet, mind you. You know,
Which is
that-
harder.
You're right.
Way
Those that can dunk the
harder.
ball know that
Way
jumping
harder.
off 2 feet is very hard. It's, opposed to jumping off 1. That one was a very underrated one for me. But, we mentioned changes as far as the other events that we saw. What about one of the changes that, we can possibly see in the dunk contest as far as maybe putting a little bit of money on the line
Gotta put bread.
so we can get some stars like a Ja Morant?
I mean, who said it?
Josh said it, man, on the Bleacher Report.
Yep.
He was asked, yo, what will get you on the court? And the man said straight up $1 million. So NBA,
Mhm.
y'all got the money, man.
Pay the man.
Just to pay the
Pay
pay
the
the- if not, just put a pool of $1 million
Mhm.
and you say, hey, winner takes half of it.
Or at
That's
least
huge.
3/4 or
It's
something. Right?
But you
Mhm.
just, at this point, it's clear that it's not important to guys
Right.
to do that. Guys that we know can do it.
Right.
We've seen,
Ja Morant.
Ja do it. We've seen Ja try to go at guys' heads mid-game.
Mhm.
God.
We've seen Ant do it in mid-game, so it's just like these guys, they see you offering 3-point winners money. You offering, charity money in the actual All-Star game. So it's like, why not just throw bread on the dunk contest is your main
It's
draw
the main event.
on Saturday night. So it's like nobody wants to have a whack fight, on a boxing event, and the main draw is the worst fight. So
Right.
put some bread up, NBA. Y'all got it.
Big facts. Big facts. You got a dunk contest you want to touch on real quick?
I can't say anything other than my favorite personal one was just the Aaron Gordon. I think Aaron Gordon won. He got robbed. I think that's the consensus among most people that watch that dunk contest. I mean, skill-wise, I think his moves were better.
Mm-hmm.
He incorporated, like I said, like they used to, more theatrics, more stuff. They used to, like I said,
Creativity.
jumping over cars back in the day.
Mhm.
You took stuff, you jumped over the mascot, went underneath your butt.
Full sit.
Full sit.
Crazy.
Full sit.
Full sit. Then you got stuff spinning around,
Mm-hmm.
grabs the ball, puts his arm behind his head, 360.
Crazy.
He got robbed. Shame on you, Dwayne Wade. Shame on you.
Dwayne Wade.
Another dunk contest that I don't like to shy away from is, back in the day when, real dunkers and stars used to get into it is my man over in the Kobe corner.
Oh, yeah.
Now, please, let's not forget about when Kobe won his dunk contest.
Afro Kobe, man.
Come on, man.
With the ugly Adidas.
Afro Kobe.
That was kind of like the beginning of a long legendary career, man. That dunk contest, that was huge.
We didn't know too much about him then, but we knew he could jump. Definitely knew he could jump.
Man, it really started with LeBron, man. Like, if you think back, all the greats, Jordan, Kobe, they all were in the dunk contest.
Yeah.
And LeBron was the one we missed out on. And it seems like that guys followed suit afterwards. Like,
so LeBron messed everything up.
Heard that.
Your boy messed everything up.
That one.
I mean, the worst part about it is the year before he was in the high school joint.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this about LeBron.
He teased the NBA.
As one of his biggest fans and defenders, I am also able to admit he knows how to manipulate the game.
Hands down.
He's very calculated in a lot of things that he does. And I just feel like deep down, if we're honest, he only has about 3 dunks in his repertoire. He only has about 3 dunks in his repertoire. So I think deep down, he was like, I might jump higher than everybody, but I don't got too much in the back.
I don't have the creativity.
He don't got too much in
definitely a game dunker.
Yeah.
Game.
Like on a fast break, the crowd gonna jump.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
My man, he got the throwback tomahawk.
Mm-hmm.
He got the 2-hand joint.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got the little thing that he comes
And he got
with.
the little
rock
and
baby.
that's a really weak rock too.
It's getting weaker as he
It's
gets
getting
older.
weaker. And I'm like, but the baby not sleep no more, man. So it's
Baby getting old, man.
that baby waking up. He's like, yo, you too big to get held at this point. So
that's true though. Yeah. Maybe he's not a thinker in the air.
I think he knows deep down.
I think we can say the last true superstar dunker we had was Kobe. Is that what we can say?
Yeah, I mean, Vince.
Vince was a superstar.
Okay.
I think Vince was a superstar.
The Vinsanity one, which I mentioned.
For sure. I think
He changed the game. Maybe everybody just realized they can never match that one again.
Maybe.
I mean, they tried, Levine.
Everybody tried. Yeah, I think we've seen it through at least 6-7 people try that dunk.
Yeah.
Never looked as good.
Exactly.
Not one time did it.
It don't even have the excitement factor.
Nope. Because if we know you're doing it, it's
We're
not
just
going to be like that.
we know what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's like, nope. That was a 1-on-1.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, but speaking of Kobe, they paid great tribute to him, great homage,
Facts.
great respects in the All-Star game. Sunday night, the nightcap, if you will. I loved it. Kobe Bryant MVP award. They changed the fourth quarter to only go to 24 points. I love the respect. You guys, how you guys feel about that?
I do. Kobe, legend, one of the greatest of all times. I get it. I love the trophy. I love that idea. I love the award being named after Kobe Bryant. Love it. The fourth quarter, up to 24 points. Didn't really feel it too much. I get it. Like I said, I get it. I'm not going to take anything away, but I feel like we missed out on, especially with Steph playing the way he was playing.
Yeah.
I wanted to see a little bit more of that. And I feel like 24 points. I mean, these guys were averaging 50 points a quarter, it felt like. You know what I mean? And I feel like we got cut short.
We got cut short at the end of that one. Which all do, like you said, Kobe forever and forever will be one of the greatest that we lost way too early. Love all the respect. I would hope that, they keep whatever part of the game tribute to him that they can. Right. Fourth quarter, no, you can't do that. I love the Elam ending idea always. But to literally cut that game short to just 24 points in the fourth quarter is highway robbery. Because at that point, everybody wants to see Steph break the record.
In a weird, funny way, I even think, knowing the competitor that Kobe Bryant was, on the court, whether it was an All-Star game or Game 7 in the NBA Finals, I think Kobe Bryant would have called BS on.
Don't do that.
Nah, we want to play. Yeah. So I don't know. Call me the bad guy. I just wasn't feeling it. I get it.
You think they change it after 1 year? Maybe this is the first year is just a tribute to Kobe.
Yes, absolutely.
Send them off in a great way. Give them this praise.
I'm cool with that.
Because look at the trophy is solidified. That's right. Trophy solidified. It's got,
that's a
24 rings, the 8, the 1. It's It's beautiful. Like, you already have it solidified in history. Love Kobe. Nobody has anything against Kobe. Can't say a bad word against him. But you don't need to change a game.
Yeah.
I get the respect, but maybe change it after this year. Yep. I get it, but maybe change it after this year.
For sure. Let us know in the comments if you agree, disagree, you liked it, you didn't like it. Let us know.
Yeah. So all in all, we could say that a lot of these changes to the NBA this weekend, the formats, we like the format changes, but not necessarily all the rules and stipulations behind them. So NBA, it's a work in progress. I like it.
Definitely.
But you guys mentioned Steph Curry on fire. 16 threes. Oh, goodness. Why did they cut us short? But man, that guy was on fire.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
I mean, he was turning around from half court, right?
I mean, he's already established he's the greatest shooter of all time.
Hands down. Both hands
down. The fact that the world got to see it on that stage in an exhibition and how seamless. Like what we saw, what we would look at as warm-up shots. He does that in game.
Right.
And he literally let the world know, this is how great I am.
Right.
And then the disrespect in an all-star game to shoot shots and look at the crowd and count the three like, man, just.
My man pulled up half court, released a shot, turned around, and was walking to the other side. Like,
and made it, though.
Unreal.
He was pulling them up, turning around, asking the crowd, did I make that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. Next time Golden State come to Orlando, I gotta get a ticket.
Got to.
See, I gotta go see. Thank you. Shout out to Orlando Magic for being so mediocre that we can't afford these tickets. So we appreciate you guys.
We do.
But we all appreciate the low tickets. So I will be definitely getting a ticket.
We did see Ja Morant.
Oh man! Please don't forget about the Ja Morant. Whoa!
Ja Morant. He got up.
That first one.
No, see,
it threw everybody off guard because I don't think nobody saw it coming.
Well, this is the thing. If you relook at that video, that pass wasn't to Ja. Wiggins was streaming down the baseline, and Wiggins was going to plant to jump. And Ja being Ja saw the ball in the air and said, I can get that. I'm going to go get that. And he went up and got it.
He showed me that the other day. I was tripping.
Yeah, and everybody thought that was to him. But if you rewatch that video, Wiggins is streaming, running down the baseline, going to plant. And as soon as he plants, he sees Ja and just drops his hands. Because he's looking up at Ja.
You know how they say ball don't lie? That's a perfect example.
Never told a lie.
Wiggins should not have not done
Yes,
ball don't lie for that reason.
It was the Steph Curry and Ja Morant show.
My man saw his moment.
He saw it and immediately lost it.
Got taken away from him.
Yeah, he was in there like my boy.
Jokic.
I mean, he deserved to be there.
Oh, he deserved to be there. But
I like the jersey though. Can we get this guy some JV merch?
Oh yeah, we gotta be a little.
For sure, man.
Let me get that. Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to do
man, he played defense in the All-Star game.
He played DB.
Tip off. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put this on for sure. I ain't gonna do it on the air though.
You mentioned it, man.
Tip off hats too, man.
Yeah, I like that.
Tip off hat.
Need that. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right, so while we're talking about the NBA, we're going to keep it in the NBA. Usually we do a Who You Got segment, but there's no real intriguing games right now going on. So we're going to change it up and do this thing we like to call For Reals or Nah. All right, so we're going to bring off a couple teams and we're going to ask you if you think they for real. A lot of these teams in the play-in tournament or even some of the ones at the top of their division, we're going to find out if they for reals in the JV Sports Room. All right. There's a big game actually tonight between Boston and Brooklyn. Boston in Brooklyn. So Kyrie's not playing.
Yeah.
So let's tip it off with Brooklyn. I see you got your tip-off shirt on.
Yes, sir.
Black and white. I mean, you think Brooklyn is for reals or not? And you're black and white, man.
It depends. We talking Brooklyn with KD, Ben Simmons coming back being Ben Simmons. Kyrie being able to play since they just announced that.
Yeah, in the next coming weeks, they're lifting the vaccination in Brooklyn and New York, apparently.
So where they're sitting now, I don't truly believe that's them. Because if they get full strength, they're going to be a problem. And I think it's just, you got to give them time to get back. And if they do, and like I said, Kyrie comes back full swing. Ben Simmons in there passing the ball, doing the thing he does, playing hard defense, assisting like a crazy man, getting to the hoop. They're going to be a problem. And they're not selfish. They can pass.
And they got deeper too.
Yes.
They got deeper in that depth. They got Seth, shooter.
Drummond.
Drummond, they have a solid big man that they don't have to rely to score right now, and he will get your board. He get you boards, and he's gonna cut that paint off for people.
Facts.
They're not the team we saw before the trade, definitely.
Right.
So a lot of people were harping on, oh, they don't got depth, this, that, and third. You know, the big three look good on paper. They just did not have a cohesive unit. But I think a hungry Kyrie, who is about to be fresh at that, healthy KD, like this is a dangerous team, man. Like they were dangerous without Kyrie and James in a 7-game series last year. So let's just see how they look this year.
You mentioned it. You mentioned the two factors. You both kind of mentioned it. Is Ben Simmons finally going to be unleashed? And are we going to see the Ben Simmons that we're used to? Not the Ben Simmons we saw last playoffs. The Ben Simmons we're used to, the top defender, the ability to get to the basket, to be able to play, get his team involved. And at the same time, you know, are we going to see a healthy KD down the stretch? You know, if we can get those two things, I know for sure that the Brooklyn Nets are not the 8th seed.
Oh, no.
But the question is then, out of the teams above them, who falls out? I'm looking at one team that kind of looks like they don't belong.
Say it out loud.
You know, we do have some.
Say it out loud.
Don't do it.
Say it out loud.
I'm just look. Hear me out now.
Here comes
the arrow is pointing up for these Cavaliers. But when I look down the list,
come on, man,
of these standings, and if we're gonna say that Brooklyn is not the 8th seed and it's gonna be higher, there's one team that might not make it, or won't make it for sure, but looks out of place. Maybe two. Maybe Toronto.
I was about to say, what are you going to say? You're not going to say, you're going to sit here and tell me.
I'm going to say Toronto, but the Cleveland Cavaliers.
How you skip 6 teams
to
go to Toronto?
Cleveland before because you boys are here and I'm feeling that you know, feeling that,
and
that Cleveland energy.
They don't even got fans right now. So they really not going to have no choice.
But they're hooping though. You know,
I
play Freeman Fleet, you know, Pascal Siakam's hooping, but Cleveland Cavaliers, they're young. If I'm looking at it,
here it comes.
The Nets swap with Cavs. Now we look like we're supposed to be there.
We're not swapping. We're not dropping that low. What's the issue with the Cavs? The experience?
Just the young, inexperienced, young.
So you're saying
my bad. Not to cut you off. I will say this: if you look at their last 5 games, they lost Detroit and New Orleans. Can't lose those games.
Right.
So
agreed.
The experience, I think, could kick us in the butt.
Yep.
But to drop us 4 spots.
No, I'm not gonna say 4 spots.
Okay, Toronto.
Where do we see the Nets? Where do we see the Nets falling in there? That's the question.
I mean, they'll climb.
I think they jump. They jump up. I think they go
at least 5.
Yeah.
So you guys are willing to say that the Nets are for reals, right?
Oh, definitely.
Yes,
definitely
for reals.
I mean, outside of the fact that they're not going to have very much chemistry going into the playoffs, but I think superstardom is what they have. That'll overshadow all of that and allow them to still make a playoff run. But I think chemistry may be the only thing they have to overcome. But we can easily say Brooklyn is for reals, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but what about the team that they're playing against in Boston? Is Boston for reals or nah?
Boston is they one of those hot. The crazy part about it is their last 10 games they're 9-1. So it's one of those things you're like, well, why not? But then earlier in the year, the conversation was, do we separate Jaylen Brown and whatnot from the team? And it's just like, to me, I feel like Brown this season, call me crazy, has had a better year than Tatum.
Overall, yes.
Tatum is the big name.
I was going to say numbers don't quite say that.
The numbers won't say that, but I think if you look at a consistency basis, Jaylen Brown, to me, finally came over that hump that he's been struggling for the last few years to be that 1-2 punch on that team.
Yeah.
Because to me, Marcus Smart, as consistent as he was, should not be the 1-2 punch that they needed.
No.
He should be that veteran leader who is like, look, I'm the defender. So if y'all need a bucket, for third option, swing it to me. I'm in the corner.
Yeah, they got a better third option now. They just got Derek White. That's a humongous addition, I think, for them.
It's a big addition.
Yeah, nice. But I say for the long-term effect, for my vote is Boston is definitely for real. As long as they can keep the chemistry they're going. It'll be a good game to see them tonight as well, to see what they got going on the court. You know, especially All-Star break is over. You know, everybody loose. So Hopefully guys come back focused. And
right. And Brooklyn's not going to be fully tooled either. So they need to take advantage of
Got to
this.
take advantage.
Yeah.
Because that will also keep Brooklyn in the 8th spot over Cleveland.
All right. But at the top of the East right now, Miami is in the number 1 seed. Is Miami a for real number 1 seed or no?
I don't have an argument, but if you're going to sit here and tell me Tyler Hero's your top scorer on your team, I have a problem with that. That's the only thing I'm saying. Jay, I know you're going to argue this, but I think Chicago, personally, is just a better. They're tied. Yep. But I think, personally, Chicago is a better team overall. I trust them being a number 1 before I would trust Miami being a number 1. And like you said before, we were talking about, I don't completely trust Jimmy Butler. Nope. I trust Jimmy Butler to do the things he needs to do, but I can't trust him to get you to where he needs to be. We've seen him in the spotlight. Yep. We've seen him do it. We've seen him fail. Not saying he failed in a bad way.
He's a great leader.
Yes.
He's a great leader. But I don't see him saying, let's get this ring, guys, off of me. Because I'm going to laugh at you. I'm like, I don't trust you.
Exactly. We're not that far off from this Heat team being in the NBA Finals. Granted, it was in the bubble, but they were in the NBA Finals not too long ago.
Right.
This team only got better. You know, you add a bona fide point guard in Kyle Lowry to this roster, a veteran, mind you, who has a playoff experience. You have a healthy band. You know, you mentioned Tyler Hero. We'll see what happens with Victor Oladipo and that mix, but I think they're for real. I think they are the best team in the East.
On paper,
okay, so
if Vic comes back, I see your argument, but it also goes back to chemistry at that point because Vic's been there 2 years and hasn't had any consistency.
Let him come off the bench. Let him be a 6 man, especially deep into the playoffs. You're going to need that, you know. But I disagree. I think Jimmy Butler is a superstar. I think he's a leader. I think he can carry this team in a playoff run. Now, don't get me wrong. I love this Bulls team and what they were able to build. The addition of Vucevic this offseason. The level of play that DeMar DeRozan's on, MVP level.
Yeah.
You know, what they are able to do is great. But at the same time, they're inexperienced.
Yeah.
You know, deep into the playoffs, I think the inexperience is gonna bite them in the foot.
Yeah. So you basically, you're saying if it was the Eastern Conference Finals, Miami and Chicago, you taking Miami?
Ooh.
I'm taking Miami. Shout out. I got to do this. Shouts out to Shannon, big Miami fan, big JV Sports fan, by the way. Shout out to Shannon. We're thinking about you. We with you.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so I know she watches the show. So shouts out to you, Shannon. We with you, big. I'm taking the Heat in that snenario for sure.
You guys like Chicago over Miami?
I personally
7 games?
7 games.
Give me Jimmy buckets.
I got Caruso over everybody.
I'm about to say, you got Caruso
over everybody.
You got Caruso. You got Lonzo.
Yeah.
You got Vooch.
Yeah,
you got a MVP top front runner.
Who's Body and Vooch?
And DeMar.
I hear you.
Over superstar.
Their records are tied right now.
Jimmy Butler.
Their records are tied right now. I hear you on that.
I mean,
the strength of schedule going forward. You know, the Heat have an easier strength of schedule, so I think they're gonna slide into that number 1 seed pretty easily. And we'll see if the Bulls can get out. You know, maybe the Nets end up at 7 and they got to play the Nets.
I mean, I think either way, even if Miami ends up being the number 1 seed, I don't think they're for reals as far as winning the championship. I think Milwaukee's still the champs in the East. You got to go through them. They're going to come on strong the second half of the season, I'm sure. The East is way too competitive. We talked about it before, how there's, so much competition in the East. And that's probably why, the records aren't as good as some of the ones in the West because, there's an elite 3 in the West and they just run away from everybody at this point in time. But actually, that takes us over to the West. And let's start at the top. Phoenix loses Chris Paul for at least 6 weeks.
Minimum.
Golden State.
We talking a hand.
Is getting healthy. Memphis is still playing crazy ball. I mean, is Phoenix for reals number 1 or nah?
I think with the Chris Paul injury, that's a definite no. What we've seen from Phoenix since the bubble was pre Chris Paul. So to see what they built in the bubble and then added a gem like Chris and took it to another level, to not have that, granted, they have great coaching, but to not have that for almost 2 months,
huge.
As tight as this race is about to be for the playoffs. I mean, they're going to make the playoffs easily, but I just think not having him is going to expose a lot of flaws. And it's also going to bring the world's biggest talker and campaign off the bench to prove his value in the league again, because, you know, a lot of people don't remember he was out the league. So do I think they have a good roster of guys? Definitely. But to lose the certified point guard for that amount of time is going to affect them. And I think is Devin Booker, as talented as he is, I don't see him as a true leader of a team.
I agree.
Great scorer, but a leader, no. And plus, he's messing with a Kardashian, so that's definitely going to affect him.
He's doomed.
Oh, no.
How you feel about these Phoenix Suns? You think they're for reals number one? I mean, especially like you said, with maybe in the first round of the playoffs, you know, not having a completely healthy Chris Paul, could they possibly be upset?
I honestly agree with everything Stokes said. I think Devin Booker is good. I think he can get you buckets on the night you need. Do I think he can carry you, though? Without, like you said, without CP3, it's hard because, like you said, CP3 changes the tempo of the game. Not just how big he impacts the game alone, but he slows a game down when he needs it to be slowed down. Lets the floor develop, creates opportunities. I think without that, like you were saying, it's they're not for reals without him. But without him, with him, I think they are. I think they can make a deep run again. I mean, we saw them; they're good. They can make that deep run.
Facts.
Suns in 4.
Facts. Yeah, they beat the Lakers.
And to take it back real quick to the East, I see Phoenix as they mirror Miami to me. Mm-hmm. They're a great cohesive unit, but you want to say Jimmy's superstar? We want to say Devin's superstar. They have the people together. Yep. The meat and potatoes are there to get them there. I don't see them getting over that hump though.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't see it. So even if Phoenix with Chris coming back with him there, they for real. Without him, no. But obviously, I still don't see them as taking that, because we saw them in the finals, and we saw their flaws. I mean, granted, nobody can stop number 34 in the league, but and plus, Ayton to me has fallen off this year for them. So I don't see him. And this is a contract year for him, so that's unfortunate. So I don't, for reals with him, yes, but long term, no.
They do have a 6-game cushion on Golden State, who's the 2nd seed. They definitely fall, you know, those 6 to 8 weeks. We'll see where it falls as far as Chris Paul being out, but they'll definitely take a hit there. And there's a lot of teams, a lot of hungry teams behind them that are looking at that number 1 spot.
Big facts. Big facts. You mentioned how they made a playoff run, and one of the teams they beat was those Lakers in the first round. We haven't talked about the Lakers in a few weeks, so let's bring them up.
For good reason.
There's a reason for that.
For good reason.
I mean, coming from the Kobe corner, are the Lakers with the hat right in front of you?
Yeah.
Right now, they're in the play-in tournament. Are they for reals or not?
You're asking me if they're the 9th seed, right? Play-in tournament. I'm looking at teams above them. For a team that had shooting needs, you know, they need shooters. They didn't do anything in the trade deadline. Nothing.
They watched everybody.
Watched everybody else.
Apparently, there was big talk about them trying to get Jason Tatum from the Celtics for AD, but Celtics wouldn't even hear that. Right. They offered them, I think, Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart, and that's where it kind of got dead. But
which is not a bad trade,
right?
Unless you're taking AD. If you're taking AD on the team, you lose. Yeah.
We mentioned earlier that Anthony Davis is out for 4 weeks, at least 4 weeks, with a midfoot sprain. This team is not good, but at the same time, we've seen LeBron level up and beat LeBron and take a worse team deep into the playoffs. So I'm not going to bet against LeBron. He will find a way.
He was in his 20s, though.
That's very true. Now we're talking about what, 30?
Because there was no leveling last year. It was hard to watch. I was like, come on, bro.
We're still talking about LeBron, who's playing high-level basketball, still at his age.
Right.
And we have Russell Westbrook, who, when everything's clicking, is one of the best players in the league. I'm not going to count out the Lakers just yet. I'm not going to count them out just yet. They are where they need to be, though. They are the bottom of the West team, in my eyes.
They got 3 top 75 players. We just saw the top 75 players listed off.
Rick Barry.
The Lakers got 3 of the top 75 players. You guys feel like there was any players possibly snubbed from that list?
Oh, most definitely, man. Current Laker himself, Dwight Howard, was definitely snubbed.
You don't feel like Draymond Green should have made it over him?
Draymond Green doesn't deserve none of that. I don't think Draymond deserves. Nah, no chance. No chance. Dwight's probably the main one left off.
Yep.
That would be the first one that I would put on to replace.
Easily.
Well, they hate on the Magic, huh? Sometimes. I think T-Mac got left off too, huh?
Yeah.
Game changer. I was wearing T-Macs in middle school.
Dame gotta go. Dame gotta go. For one of them.
Yeah, Dame. You ain't supposed to be on that list.
We waving at you, my boy.
We brought this up, like you said before, AD. That's another one that's close. That's another. You talked about the early years, and he was doing this thing. He was doing his thing.
I think him getting that ring gave him. I don't know how the voting was working for that, but I think him getting the ring gave people the push for him, which was stupid because at the same token, Dwight got a ring too. So it's like. My argument for both guys were early years, but then I was like, well, they both got a ring at the same time. So I don't know. I think maybe Dwight may have gotten shunned because the middle time with Houston and LA, he was not a very likable guy. But that goes back to a lot of other arguments with guys, especially like, Hall of Fame votes where you can't keep a guy out with accolades because you don't like him.
That shouldn't be a popularity contest.
Shouldn't be because if that's the case, Rick Barry should not be a top 75 player.
Facts. But overall, you guys think the Lakers are for real or nah?
If I'm going to say anything about that, LeBron's leading the categories on their whole team when it comes to points, rebounds, steals, and blocks. The only person that's got him is Russ on assists. Yeah. If he's going to be for reals, somebody else better do something because he can't lead every one of those categories. And we know LeBron to do that, which is fine. But if you want them to win and that team to be for reals,
can't do it at 37.
No, can't. Can't do it.
You guys.
My vote is no.
So the Lakers are not for real.
Lakers don't make the playoffs.
Oh, hot take.
I'm asking.
Oh, I thought you was. No. I thought you put your stamp on.
I'm asking.
Yeah, they make the playoffs.
Lakers make the playoffs.
I think they make the playoffs.
8 seed.
They beat the Clippers. Playoffs or play in.
They beat the Clippers in the play-in.
If it went down right now,
I think it's going to be between them and Memphis. And as much as exciting as Ja is, and that team, the problem for the Lakers is going to come down to matchups. Everybody that they might play is a better cohesive unit. There's not too many teams in front of them that are a disgruntled group of people, or there's no cohesion. So you might have said it. They might not make the playoffs.
I was asking.
That's crazy to not see.
I don't want to say
I'm not taking LeBron. LeBron's gonna get. He'll write the shit.
But I felt like we was riding that wave. Like, man, LeBron always get it. Now, I'm not too sure, man.
Could LA beat Dallas? Because I think LA could beat Dallas, and if they played in a series,
Dallas is an enigma because you got Doncic, who. As soon as they traded KP, he took 75 shots that next game and went off. But outside of that, I don't trust nobody on that roster.
Yeah,
that's why I say
that would be the one team that they could play and beat. But the second round, they wouldn't make it past second round.
I agree with that.
They got to get in first. So
yeah,
but so I think they'll get there.
So obviously, as a contender at this point in time, the Lakers are not for real. But as far as making the playoffs, they're for real.
I think so. I think you can never count out LeBron. You can't count out LeBron. That's the only thing.
So another team, right in that play-in tournament, they'll probably have a cakewalk if they end up playing Portland. But Minnesota, are they for reals or nah?
They're exciting. I'll tell you that.
They're fun to watch.
They're fun to watch.
They're definitely fun to watch. And they should be for reals in every aspect of it. I think they have, look at Cat. Yeah, first of all, let's talk about there's not enough talk about Cat, I feel like, in the league. I feel like they kind of keep him in his little corner. They don't talk about him because his team's just average most of the time. But Cat always does work.
Right.
He's a better AD, in my opinion. Like right now. In the past couple of years, I think Cat is a better AD than AD's been.
He's playing.
He's on the court.
No, that's number one. He's just,
you are more valuable for that reason alone because you're on the court.
If he would humble himself, I think he'd be a little more likable.
Yeah, he's not.
I don't think he said thank you one time when he won the 3-point contest. He just kept saying, "I told y'all that immature mentality. You know, it's not gonna get my vote." So,
7th seed right now. We mentioned in the past about Minnesota. You know, is it finally time? Are things starting to click? Anthony Edwards' addition. You know, his breakout season this year. You mentioned, people not talking about Cat. It's because that boy Anthony Edwards is taking the mantle of superstar of that team.
Big facts.
And, like other teams we've talked about, inexperience, especially with the Cavs. I think the inexperience will end up coming to fold, and it's going to be tough. I mean, they do have a cakewalk. We'll see if Portland actually makes it into the play-in. I like a team like New Orleans with the addition of CJ McCollum.
They're only a couple games behind.
Right.
Scrappy team.
Yeah, I like a team like New Orleans and Minnesota. Now we could be talking about something. So,
especially if Zion comes back.
Especially if Zion comes back in a fairy tale world.
Talk about big body boys.
Body boys in a universe far, far away. In some kind of multiverse, Zion is healthy. So, hey, you never know. But as far as the 7th seed, bottom of the West, I like a Minnesota there. I like a Minnesota, a young, exciting team, similar to the Grizzlies a year ago. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Only problem with Minnesota winning the play-in and getting into that 7th seed is they get gifted a Golden State or maybe even Phoenix in the first round.
Yeah,
that's not even
so
you don't want
my real question is, in regards to Minnesota, are they for reals or not in regards to maybe contending and winning a playoff game?
Hey, I can't say they're for reals. I think, like as we said, entertaining to watch. Good. I think like you said, inexperience would kill them. Like you said, if they get matched up with either a Golden State or Phoenix, they're not going to win. Nah. They're not going to win that. And it's no diss to them. They're just not good enough.
Their best bet would be to take over that 6th spot and hopefully get lined up with the Memphis, who's a very similar team as far as inexperience. Superstar player John Morant, superstar player Anthony Edwards. That could be an interesting matchup. Yeah. That could be a matchup that could possibly squeeze out if, the right things happen and the cards fell where they should. But
entertaining to say the least.
Oh, that'd be
high-flying, entertaining, yeah, for sure. That'd be probably the best bet. But right now, at the 7th spot currently, if the play-in works out the way it should, you're looking at Golden State as your consolation prize. Don't want it.
Nah, that's not what you want.
Not for real.
Don't want it. Just definitely not for real.
Yeah. Look away. Look away.
All right, well, that's all the time we got for today. Gentlemen, great show. Appreciate y'all joining. Big J, appreciate you holding down that Kobe corner.
You're welcome.
And Stokes, man, appreciate you coming back, man.
Y'all boys have me back.
Like I said, didn't expect to see you back so soon, man.
Hopefully come back again, man.
For sure, definitely. Alex, man, appreciate you joining the show. Appreciate you joining the JV Sports team.
Appreciate it, man.
For sure, man. And as usual, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you check us out at sportjv.com. Like and subscribe us on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And if you want to support the show, cash app us at $JVSportsRoom. And as usual, I'm going to read you guys a quote, this time from the Kobe Bryant book, Kobe Bryant and the Pursuit of Immortality, The Rise. Go get you one. Kobe says, somebody says I can't do something. I want to go out and do it on purpose and do it in an unbelievable way. So work hard and be fearless. Thank you guys for watching.